it should be seen that things actually translate into action, because that is what is the real objective of holding this summit today. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dineshji, for comprehensively summarizing the initiatives that the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has taken over the last few years. And I must compliment Mr. Dar. There has been a lot of kind words spoken about him, and also the way that J&K government has adopted many of these policies. Because Dineshji, many states did not adopt RERA as quickly as J&K have been able to do, and on top of it, the Model Tenancy Act, it is still pending with many states, and here we are in J&K who already adopted it.
So I think I have Mr. Flash sitting right next to me, and I think we need this kind of inspiration and motivation for other officers of J&K administration to work so fast.
Yes, I agree. As I said, Mr. Dar, we've heard a lot of compliments about you. My first question to you is, Mr. Dar, there is a huge amount of demand for affordable housing in J&K, certainly from the migrants and from the urban poor. And, as the managing director of J&K Housing Board, it must be a daunting task to be able to deliver a lot of the requirements on the affordable housing. How are you managing this?
Yeah. First of all, I must thank Dinesh sir for his complimentary remarks. First of all, when we see the total scenario of J&K, the first question comes whether there is actual demand of housing, then what type of housing, then whether the land is available, and number third, whether policy mechanism is in place. Number one, there is demand, and there are reasons for that. Number one is the demand for affordable housing. Affordable housing is being covered under PMAY. We had a demand of around 80,000 houses. Right now, 44,000, they have been sanctioned by the Government of India. 36,000 have been grounded, 12,000 odd have been completed, and the process is on. From this hall today, I would like to announce that while I am sitting here today we have released 20 crore rupees to the beneficiaries under PMAY Urban for this affordable housing.
Very nice,
today.
Very nice.
Then comes the MIG and HIG. Yes, demand is there. Why? Because the Jammu region, I'll just speak for Jammu region, we have 70% of the area hilly. Total hilly, no land in those areas is available to create the townships. What land is available is in the Jammu plains. If those areas where the people, they have the purchasing power, but land is not available to have a house, they have the only opportunity to invest in Jammu plains and have a house. Second, why this availability of money with them is right now. After 1990, when the whole world, even the India saw the era of economic liberalization, the money flow was easy, the purchasing power increased. We were in the era of darkness here, law and order issues, etc., and all that money got pooled in the bank accounts of the local people. They don't had at that time the avenues to spend. That money is available in the bank accounts, but the housing policies were not in place. But what we listen today, that we have the change of land use policy, we have the TDR policy, we have the affordable housing policy, we have the PMAY. This all will give a flip to the total scenario, and the UT is waiting for the private sector. That is why this summit has been organized, so that we can showcase, yes, there is huge demand in every sector of the housing. Then the question was how we are coping. We have identified some sites, and it's not me only looking after the housing sector. We have Jammu Development Authority, and in Kashmir it is the Srinagar Development Authority, though I have mandate of whole of the UT looking after the housing sector. There are many sites available with us which have been identified, and with this new policy reform, as we mentioned, that the change of land use and the housing policy in place, these things will change in near future with your participation and participation from the government side. And there was also a discussion going on to have a special cell where the private sector, they will be facilitated so that they can have the actual title of the land, because they will come here, but there will be hardships to see whether the land is free from all encumbrances, and there will be a special cell which is being created, which have been decided today. Once that is created, it would be another landmark in this sector.
Mr. Dutt, I had asked this on my previous panel. I'm going to ask this question once again to you. What do you think will be the biggest challenge that the guys who are coming from outside J&K are going to face when they start to do development or they start to invest in this state? The response was that, make sure that you have a local partner. Other than that, is there anything else that you feel that there is a challenge that, we should have our antennas up to say is, look, this is what is going to, we're going to face this as we enter?
See, what was earlier discussed, that challenge was one that was discussed, you should have a tie-up with the local, or you have to take them into confidence. And second was whether there is any such body available whom they approach that we want to invest in that land, and we want whether the land is free from all encumbrances and the title is clear, etc., etc. And that has been decided today, that there will be a special cell headed by a senior officer which will be looking after those matters to have a one-stop shop to clear all the decks. And I think besides this, there is no challenge, because all policies are in place and there is huge demand. Just this UT is waiting for you to invest with all our cooperation.
Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful.